Right, good afternoon ladies and gentlemen, it's Greg here again with a long awaited return of the diorama, which I've been doing after the last few months. As you can see, the actual diorama is now complete, so the groundwork is all done on the front, as you've already seen, and I've given the base a little coat of German grey just around the edges. I'm waiting to get a nice piece of wood to sort of stand it on as well. You know about the front. The back is done completely again from when you saw the same way as I did the front. So there's the pointy stick. There's the little drill lathe thing, whatever it is, on there. All debris, wheels, because obviously the tank factory is through wheels in there. More corrugated sheets, wood, tarps with things inside. Could be spares, could be ready to be used or sent off to wherever they were going to at that moment in time. You've seen all the wiring and the wiring again for the lamp on the outside. So basically that is all complete now, with the obviously on the wiring again. I can't remember if I had it on episode 7 or not. All the wiring on the telegraph poles are done. So that's the diorama complete now. That's that main part done. So we shall just move out of the way and I'll show you what I've been doing on the yesterday. I only started doing something yesterday on the T34. So we'll just move out of the way at the moment. So I'll just put that up on that top there. So I'll bring in some of them I've been doing on the, let's move these bits. I've been doing the tracks, which I've done one side. I'll show you how I've done this. I'll do the other side in a moment, which is basically just to match the this one's dusting off. This is just to match the diorama. So I haven't done that side. I'm going to show you how I do that side in a moment. But I've fitted one set onto the T34, which is there, which is all going to be weathered, yeah. This is all going to be weathered with all the dust and things as well as the running gear underneath here, where it looks a bit clean, and everything up here as well. So there's no tracks on that side obviously. So that's coming along quite nicely. Bad wire, let's put that back in there. Okay, so we'll move out the way for now. I'll just pop that there. So let's bring this in. Let's just make a little bit of and get rid of all this stuff on here. I'll need that for doing the tracks together. So what I'm going to use is basically, I crushed all the rest of the grey stuff that I had, and I've made it into a fine, oh yeah, you see that? There we are. The fine dust. And obviously I'm also going to use the light slate as well. Let's just bring this camera back up here, it's better. We're going to use that as well, which I used on the thing as well, which is 73113. And the brick dust, which is a MIG, which is 3015. And super glue is to put the tracks together with. And this here is just a rust that I've kept and just keep using up. It's a mix that I made. All I want to activate it with a bit of the odorless thinner. I use that up on the tracks as well. So as you can see, I have a bottle of old odorless thinner with very little in the bottle. And in fact, it's probably rust and coloured and everything that's in there. But all I'm going to do is use that. And let's get rid of all these bits and pieces off here. People do tracks, no difference how I do them. So I don't do them in one go, I'll just do them in little batches. So I'm going to pick the camera up on there, is it? There we go. Basically just wet them as normal with the odorless thinner. It's got all sorts of colours on it. Like so. There's not much left in this rust thing now. All I do is that. Just run the brush around it and just generally, this is for underneath, so Excuse me 2 seconds. Sorry, that was just my son ringing. He's away to America today. Lucky bugger. No, he's gone to work. He hasn't gone to sunbathe and do things. So right, let's crack on with this again. So it's still quite wet. I'll just put a bit of this brick dust on there as well. You know, it doesn't matter how much you put on it. Doesn't matter if it's all not even, because when it goes on the tracks it's not going to be even. Yeah, just a little touch more on there. Right, let's put the lid back on that because I had an accident with it last time. I'll just put a bit more, just going a bit dry with being on the phone. Just put a bit more. Right, so we've got some of this fine fine grey stuff, which is on there as well. So you probably won't be able to see the colour change at the moment. And then we'll just finish it off with this slate grey stuff. Just dab it on again, rub it in. Not today, it doesn't have to be all uniform, so you've got plenty on here still from when I did it yesterday. So, right, let's start doing a little bit now. Do it again this time, hopefully with no phone calls. So just have enough of this odorless thinner in this bottle. See, I use the Bob Ross. I got a big container for, you know, it was about 12 quid for about 5 times as much as this. So, and you probably get it cheaper as well. After all, it's only odorless thinner. It's nothing fancy. And then again, just water on the brush there. And now the brick dust. Right, lid on that. You don't have to wait for it all to dry because it's all going to get intermingled anyhow. Okay, let's just get a bit of the old fine stuff on here. So I'll be using these pigments again, yet the same as the under the actual T34 itself, but not as severe as this, but it'll be being used the same. Right. I think that's the lid off that. So we'll leave that to dry. So what we've got at the moment is, it won't dry as dark as this. Yeah, it's just, obviously that's got a bit darker now because of the odorless spirit's gone through there. So what I'll do with that is I'll leave that to dry, and then I'll get a graphite pencil, and I'll go along the edges and once actually on the tank, sorry I should say, I'll go along the edges with this, represent the pins and some of the tracks where where it's worn, because it's on brick and rubble. So you're going to see the wearing and tear of the tracks, which is inevitable with rubble. So what I'll do now is I'll close off here, and I'll wait for these tracks to dry, and then I shall place them onto the T34, and then I shall get back to you. So this is Greg signing off, and we'll see you very, very soon. Sorry, before we go, I will have the figures finished as well, which they're getting there now. They're not quite finished yet, but they're getting there. That's some of the tank riders, 2 there, and there's 2 here. You've got all the weapons and everything to go on them, all the backpacks and things like that. And we have the driver, he's ready to rock and roll as well. Just need final weathering, and then we're there. So finally, it's been an enjoyable build, long build, because with life getting in the way plus not being very well over Christmas, I was hoping to get it done before Christmas, but that didn't happen. So I think that is where we'll call it a day at the moment. I think this definitely this time. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. Nothing else. Diorama. So the next build after this is going to be the Meng Whippet, which is my first ever go to World War tank. One tank. I thought I'll just try with an easier one first instead of one with thousands of bloody tracks. But looking forward to that. Me and Joe Bentley are going to build and sort of those buddy build together. So that'll be an interesting build. So I'll just move that out the way and let that dry. Clean my desk down, and we'll be back very soon. Right, back again, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, I've got the tracks on both sides. Need weathering the wheels yet. Tracks on with no problems. Put a bit of super glue on the upper parts just to bring them down slightly. And same on both sides. Started to weather the tow hooks. They're all ready to go on as well. So I started on the front of the weather. I just thought I'd just do underneath first to see what it's going to come out like. And I've got the underneath done, and it come out really quite well actually. It's all sorts of big lumps, small bits of colours. Really happy with that. So I've carried that right through to the underneath, just there to there for now, and I've gone completely over there. So hopefully I'm going to get that sort of result. It looks a bit whitey white, but I'm sure it's a lot darker than that in real life. But just the camera's never making it down. So all I've been doing is I've just done the first is I just used the old X20 thinner as the fixer. So all I've been doing really is just wetting the part I want to do, and I made a mixture of the Vallejo pigments, the slate grey, which is 73113, and the brick dust, which is a MIG one, and it's MIG 3015. So I've made a mixture of that into there, plus the fine grey chippings off the actual diorama. So then all I do is get a big brush like that, fathead brush on there. Just move this a bit down right here. And I just basically do that. Let's lift it up a touch, just to get the front of it. That's all I've been doing, is that on the parts that I want weathered, and then when it's dry, all I do is brush the excess off. So I'll carry on with this again, and we'll do some bits down the sides, around here, not everywhere. Not everywhere, just bits and pieces everywhere, just in there, in the in the recesses. You can see, you couldn't see what I was doing. All I've done is just gone along the edges there, and then we can just go along. Let's just lift that piece up so I can get underneath there. Okay. So it looks a bit of a mess at the moment, but when I brush it all off and get it how I like it, it'll come out quite nice. So okay, I'll do the front. I'll do the front and then I'll lock the camera off, and then once I've got what I want to do with the weathering on that part, I shall get back to you. But we shall do this first. Bit up there on the bolts, just up to the mud guards. Inside, don't forget the insides of the mud guards. I was going to damage the mud guards, but I thought no, I won't this time. Right, so that's that. It's just and there again. I'll just have to lift it up to the front just to get to the front of the T34, and then onto that mud guards. Let me just put that one down that side. So what I'll do in this is I'll go along, finish all this off. A ghost, never mind. I'll carry on with this now and get it how I want it, and then I'll come back to you and I'll show you how I brush it off, how I think it should look, type, you know, with the when it's all being brushed off. Right, so I'll close off here just for now, and then we'll get back to you. Right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Greg here again. As you can see now, I've got all the pigments on. All, you know, as I showed you in the last video, the last part. It's all set, it's dry. I've let it dry for a good 24-48 hours. I haven't been in here in the cave since I did the weathering on it. So all I'll basically do is I just start off, you know, as anybody else, just take bits off that you don't want. You don't want it covered in it. Just need to get into the recesses, really. So I'm going to take all the parts off that I don't need. So you can see a bit of the green underneath. And once I've done this, I'm going to start going back and highlighting a few things again, just to otherwise all the hard work will be covered by the dust. I'm going to put some more diesel fuel on there, and I'm going to dust it again with a slight dusting again on the fuel drum. I did the front. I've just re-rusted that a bit, so it's a bit dark at the moment. That just needs toning down again. It isn't quite dry yet, and I've added a little chain to the front. And as far as the toe, I've done this side. I've weathered this side, and I've found the toe ropes there on, and I've just about finished with the turret. So let me just tilt it forward slightly, and you can see the turret just in the crevices where everything, the dust is going to catch on there. And then on the rear again, I've oh yeah, bring that light. And the rear again, and underneath is all done. I think that's all done. Tracks need to finish, and also the wheels need finishing yet. These aren't fastened down yet until I decide how I want them, but they do lay down quite well. I like a rubber. The only problem with them is a slight burring, and I've done my best to take it all off on it, but it seems to have come off okay. So yes, so now to do the wheels, as I'm just going to do the same again. Take off what you don't want. Most of it I do want on, actually, and then again I'm going to go into the wheels again with like a bit of engine grease and oil and that, and mix it in with the dust, and maybe a little bit more underneath there as well, just where the exhausts are. But failing that, we're getting there. So what I'll be using, once I've finished doing all this, I'll be using the diesel effects for the diesel fuel by Wilder. I sort of try these for they're quite cheap. I got them from let me think what it's called. I think I've told you last time, I'm not too sure. Scalemodel.shop.co.uk, and they're and you get a lot of quality is good, and you get a lot in the bottle. And this is NL31, and it's part of the Nitro line from Wilder, and so that's what I'll be using for the diesel effect on the drums. I'm thinking about putting a bit of grey splatter. Just going to brush on that one. It's all shaking up, obviously you can see it's split. Just on a toothbrush or something, and just a quick splatter up the back and the front, just to blend all that together. And the black smoke, oh sorry, I should give you the code for that one, didn't I? Which again is from the Nitro line, which is NL30. Rust I don't really need now, and old grease is what I'm going to use on the wheels and things like that, which is the NL36, which again is part of the Nitro line. So I'll be just doing that in the wheels, like it says on the front there. If you look at, there's a wheel hub and just little bits and pieces in like that, just to, you know. And then we have the smoke, which is still a Wilder product, but it's part of the Aqua line, and this is Aqua line number 10. So that's what I'll be starting on. But to pick out some of the highlights of the a little bit, I think I've only left in there now. I'll have to make a bit more oil wash, black oil wash, I think. I've got a bit here, which is just the oil wash and the thinners mixed together, and I'm just going to, you know, darken a couple of things down from the dust. Not too much. Obviously it looks silly with no dust on certain parts, and then it just looks new. So I shall put this other cable back on for now as well, and that's going to go behind. And then let me just, that's the way. Yeah, I like the idea of the rubber. You can shape it, he says, as he struggles to get this piece back on. There we are. Underneath there it went, and then I added the back of there. Sod's law. Yeah, something like that. Work out how they were fastened down. So we're getting there with the T34 now. It's coming along quite nicely. So let me just, we'll go with the old grease first, I think. If I can give it a good, because you really have to give these a good shake. I did have a nut in there, I think. I can't remember if I put one in there or not. But really need a good shake. Right, so this needs something to stand the T34 on, to show you what I'm going to do. So it's no different to anybody else, none whatsoever. So if I can just, it's not about right there, isn't it? So it might find it a bit difficult for me to go around this side. And then obviously we have to finish the tracks as well with a bit of with a lead pencil and a bit of the metallizer, I think, just on that certain parts of it. Obviously it's going on metal, it's not on a soft ground, so there will be silver showing. I think we might just be able to get away with using what's in the lid. So what I'm going to do is just a bit much on there actually. Let's just, and there again I'll put some of the dust on top of that before it dries. Don't have to go on all of them. Can't really get into there, you can't really see in there as such. Let's just take some more of this off, I think. That's better. And this needs to be running around, I think. Just a little bit on a couple of the struts from the wheel. Okay, just to right, to the other side. That's now the kit itself. I think I've only paid 19 quid for this kit, and I have to say, for 19 quid, it's a pretty good representation of a T34. Well, I feel as if it is. Not an expensive one. As I say, you've got the tank crew, the tank riders with it as well. But there was no figures for the actual tank crew, but can't have everything, can you? So I need to just dust a bit of that off there. I still haven't dusted enough. Off that. And again, just going to put it around. That should be enough. So you don't need a lot anyhow. So what I need to find now is a bit of dust again. I'll just have to do this by on this way at the moment, so you'll have to excuse. There's no. Side, let's just drop that down. There we go. Before they fall off. That one's fallen off anyhow. Right, so we'll now try the diesel effect. So at least they do need a good shake, these Wilder products. I should really put a nut in some of them, but let's just creamy brush. Bring the camera up and more. It's better. The lid back on that because normally I'll spill it again, which I've already done this morning. Cup full of water all over the bloody side. Luckily I've got a plastic sheet on my table as well as the cutting mats. Right, so let's have a look what we've got here. And there again, there should be enough in the cap for what I need. So there's nothing any different to anybody else. We're going to do it. Bit on there. I don't think it needs to go anywhere else. side I don't think I need to put as much on. I need a touch more than that. So I'll have to just there we go, that'll do for that. Maybe a little bit round the engine hatch. Just putting a couple of these rivet heads out again a little bit. And what's left on the brush, pin wash almost. I don't know how dark it dries or how clear. Let's just put a little touch more. Maybe a little bit on these hinges here. Right, I think that's enough. And there again now we shall just get the, it should be enough. I'll just tip it on its side just so I can get underneath the oil spill, or diesel spill I should say, and again on this side. Right, so that's that. Let's clean the brush. I was tempted to put a log on, but I think we've been in the not in a rural area. I don't think they'd need one. But I could be mistaken, but there wasn't one with the kit, and I'm not really to fasten one unless I scratch build something, which is always a possibility, but I think I'll leave it this time. Right, so that's that. So we've got the diesel effect done, the old grease we've done. I think I may leave the exhaust as they are. I think I'll leave the exhaust as they are, so I won't bother with the smoke. This grey splatter. Let's have a look what it's going to work like if it does work. I don't need a lot, I just really need it for the rear and the front more than anything. So I shall pop that underneath there, like so. Where's my toothbrush gone? Something else. Right, let's have a gander. Look at this. There's the what I'll have to do. Let's just test it first. Put some on the brush would help, wouldn't it? So I don't need a lot. It's a cocktail stick. Like that, but it's just an awkward angle that I'm having to do it on at the moment. Okay, and a bit on the front. And again, we don't need a lot. Some on the sides. A bit more on the I think that should do it. On that, so it's quite subtle. It doesn't need a lot, just to blend the, blend things in together. I shall maybe where's my cleaner? Leave that to dry now. Can't really do anything else with that, apart from the wheels. Sorry, the tracks and the guide horns need a bit of work on them yet. But I can't really do that until everything else is dry. So let's just pop all this back over to the way so we don't get knocked over. Back on that. Close the lid. Yeah, so I think basically, apart from the tracks and the figures, and trying somehow to put this on like so, I'll try to fasten it, but yeah, generally speaking, I'm very, very happy with it. I'm just going to try and blend this in a bit more. Yeah, it's still a bit not quite right. Yeah, but I shall do that once that's all that splatter is dry. Let's say the figures are coming along nicely. I've really just got to really detail paint in them now, and obviously we've got to add all the. Let's just bring this back here. We've got to detail all the uniforms, and they are gloves on this one, on this set. So there's no flesh on their hands. If you're wondering why, they're gloves. So there's that 2, and there's another 2 again which need finishing off. They've got all the the basic done. Just need the weapons, need slings for the weapons, and all the backpacks and all that kind of stuff needs to be put on. Yeah, and they're the tank riders. So they're almost finished. And where is the little fellow that goes in the top? It's here. So this is the commander. He's practically done now. So he'll be sort of sitting in there, something similar to that. It needs to be sorted and finished yet. But yeah, generally speaking, we're getting there. So the next part of the review will be putting this onto the diorama, and then the figures on top of it, and then we're almost there. So I'm just going to let the things dry, and then I'll come back on the next episode. I'll do another video, sort of finishing off video, I think. So I'd like to say thank you very much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed the build. Oh, it's been quite a long build with one thing and another. I'm not getting much cave time, I'm being a bit ill, but we're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. So if there's anybody got any ideas how I could improve this, or something I've done not 100% right, I know it's not accurate, I know that. I didn't build it out to be accurate. I can't even say the bloody word, accurate. But yeah, I'm quite happy with it. So thank you very much for watching, and we shall see you very, very soon with the last update and the final reveal.